Hello and welcome to my channel. So today we have a goddesses reading. I've got a new deck, guys. We have Goddess Power. So we're going to take an oracle from there and then build a tarot spread around it. Anybody can watch this. You might be drawn in by the goddess itself or the title, who knows. You're more than welcome. All information's in the description box. Private reads are back up for August now. Well, they're not yet, but before I press go live with this one, I will have sorted it out. And the availability is, do double check because the times will have all changed because of the time zones again. It will go naturally to your time zone, but they'll just be very different one that's been for the past few months. And that is pretty much everything. So we're going to take a goddess, read from the book, see who comes through, and we will take its energy, what we know, what we don't know, recent, past, advice and potential outcome. Okay guys, how is everybody? August already. Let's do, we've got one. RHEA, or RHEA should I say, Flow, card number 44. Okay, and we've got Illusion at the bottom with Maya. Right, so two things standing out here. We've got the message of flow, which, you know, as the spiritual teachings go, is one that continuously comes up, where we don't fight, we go with the flow of water, river. You know, we don't swim upstream. But 44 in the herbal astrology is also called acceptance. It's Valerian. Now, acceptance is it's one of the stages of consciousness. It's when we're jumped from neutrality, then we hit willingness, then we have acceptance. Willingness is, you know, what are we willing to do? Are we willing to it always reminds me of, like, it wouldn't surprise me if this context brings out the Chariot as well as the strength. You know, when willpower meets inner strength, you become unstoppable, and that pushes you into that acceptance where you know what you can and cannot change, and the only thing you can change is yourself, how you react in certain environments. You know, if you're under pressure or overwhelmed in some aspect, return to the breath. You can control that. That reduces the cortisol levels, or, you know, anything that's putting you in fight or flight tries to bring it back. So these are all little things that can be done. Okay, so RHEA. Do you notice how when you're in alignment with the universe, everything in your life just seems to flow? The Greek goddess RHEA, is it RHEA or RHEA? It's doing my edit already. Whose very name means flow and ease, comes to let you know that you're entering such a time. While the flow state is not permanent for most people, it's a beautiful feeling that allows you to lose yourself in the rhythm. It's as if you're traveling down a magic stream where ideas and insights pour through you from a vast source of information that is gifted to you. The way to ensure you remain in this beautiful energy as long as you can is to observe your life with relaxed attention, listening to the guidance presented to you as you move forward without restraint or fixed ideas. You can enter a flow state anytime you're willing to release your expectations. It requires trust, and this goddess ensures your boat will never capsize as you move through a slow stream to a rapid river. Now, that's an interesting one, because as I was reading that, I was shown an energy of, like, one day you feel like you're ahead, one day you feel like you're behind. But the ultimate truth is you're only racing against yourself. So there's just something about, again, acceptance. We accept where we are at this given moment. Alignment message. Sometimes you may find yourself in a stagnant state where nothing seems to be moving. The flow between you and the universe is blocked. This can happen when you fear that your desires won't be met, and also when things are moving quickly and seemingly in a different direction from what you expected. The goddess is here to remind you that when you trust the flow state, you find an opportunity to float around a bend you've not discovered yet. Her alignment task for you is to let go of the branch and allow yourself to be carried on the river of your life into parts of the river you have not yet traveled through. She will ensure that although you will experience unfamiliar and unexpected things, Releasing the form of it all will only result in the discovery of magic and miracles. Let go and allow the flow to do the rest. You'll be amazed at how effortless life becomes. Nice. Okay. And I think as well with illusion at the bottom here, you're seeing through the illusions. You know, I did a reading for the last Aries reading was, you know, real eyes, real lies, real lies. Because you're seeing through illusions, you're breaking that, you know, the veil is thin as we speak. Okay, let's do one more. So we have flow with the Hangman, the card of surrender and flow. Piscean energy, we surrender, we relax, which is interesting as well because in the herbal astrology, card 43, the one before 44, where we accept, is surrender, is passion flower. Passion flower represents the crucifixion of Jesus Christ, and you know, what was surrendered in that process. What do we know? What don't we know? Recent past. Advice. Okay, that's interesting. And potential outcome. Nice. Okay. We have temperance at the bottom. Temperance is here to show you how you, ultimately she's balancing fire and water. Fire and water I've discussed many times. I apologize if I'm repeating myself. When it comes to alchemical processes, you know, earth and water together is salt. Air and fire is sulfur. Water and air is mercury. When it comes to the combination of fire and water, there's no tangible aspect of it, so it needs a container. The container is you, your body. How can you purify so the balance of fire, passion and water flow? Don't either put out the fire or turn the water into steam. It's all about purification. It's all about finding that inner balance. Seven of Pentacles, Four of Swords, King of Wands, Wheel of Fortune, and the Tower. Ooh, dramatic change with the Star and the Empress. Nice. Okay, so, right, there's a few messages coming through here. There's a need to accept you were wrong about something, possibly a person. Now, doesn't have to be a person romantically, this could be work related, this could be so many different things. And it doesn't have to be a person, but you were potentially wrong about something, and it's 12th house is self-sabotage. It's also hidden enemies, but it's also this message of when we desperately want to be right about a certain situation, we can hold on, or we can try and prove ourselves in some format. That's probably where I want to mainly point towards. It's kind of reminding me of a parable of, I don't know if it's a parable or just a story I read. You could have the healthiest peach seed in the world. Could be the most beautiful seed ever, and you take it to the most beautiful location where it's a perfect combination of sunshine with clean rain, just absolutely amazing scenario for it to grow into a huge tree which just produces the best peaches that you will ever taste in your life. And then that is the day when you realize that some people don't like peaches. There's something here about that. It doesn't have to be wrong about a person, but you might be wrong at trying to push something, trying to be seen by either holding back or trying to change things for the narrative to understand. Like for me, I talk in metaphors. A lot of people, it's going to go straight over their heads, and that's fine, absolutely fine. Those that are meant to hear will hear, and it's kind of similar what's going on here. There's something that you're either desperate for notification in some format, and what you're being asked to just trust who you are. Confidence isn't loud. It doesn't need to be loud. And when you recognize whatever this is, especially work related, it could be forcing things, this would be like, because what we're not aware of is the Eight of Pentacles. Now in this deck, she's got 1111, that's on her phone. And this is kind of like, forcing those synchronicities, setting your alarm for 11:10 just so you can catch it at 11:11. That type of thing. It doesn't have to be as silly as that, but this is something about forcing things here, and you've been asked to it's pointless. There's no point forcing anything because everything is in motion. So the Hangman, we're going with the flow, we're relaxing, 12th house issues. What we know is the Two of Swords. Now the Two of Swords is, it's a card of indecision sometimes, it's a card of injustice, and injustice can be a big thing, especially a big pill to swallow. But whatever's happening here, there's something that's affecting the throat. And again, it could be that one day you're ahead, one day you're behind, and it's recognizing that you're only racing against yourself. But something is happening around here. There's a real darker energy. So when I look at, if I tap into the energy of that space, you're looking at maybe the thymus chakra, the higher heart chakra, maybe needing to work on the heart itself. Mineral-wise, zinc. Zinc is very powerful for that. Maybe zinc and copper for that sort of Venus energy. Okay, so what we're not aware of, like I say, is the sun in Virgo. We have mastery. What we're not aware of is how mastery is part of the process of growth. Growth isn't fast, growth isn't overnight. But there's something here about trusting. Trusting that when the sign is right, you will get the nod. That 1111 is flashing. The universe is waving a big flag of pentacles here. You're gonna know. So again, when we're back to that description of the goddess that we read, sometimes we're in that almost nothing's happening. Have I missed something? Have I missed the bus? Did I do something wrong? Whatever it is, it's not. It's exactly where it needs to be. Recent past is the moon. The moon is the illusions. The moon is the energy of the shadows. It's the energy of trusting in the unseen as well. It's the feminine energy. Moon and the Hangman here, balancing practicality and spirituality. But there's something here that's just suggesting, again, trusting in the process. Moon, Hangman is Neptune. Moon and Neptune together in the herbal astrology is Bobinsana. Bobinsana is trust, unconditional love, open your heart. Your advice is the Ace of Swords. The Ace of Swords is here to say the breakthrough is coming. Wherever you are right now is exactly where you need to be. There's acceptance again. It's interestingly, I can, if I talk you through the process of, what did I call it? There's a specific picture that I want to find. There it is. Okay. So you'll see in the map of consciousness, most of you will look something like that. Survival paradigm, we have shame, guilt, apathy, grief. Then we pull up out of the sort of like the root chakra into the sacral, where we have fear, desire, and anger. Then the solar plexus is pride, courage. Then we start breaking into the heart with neutrality. We just spoke about willingness. We've just spoke about acceptance. This is where we are. So neutrality, the predominant emotional state is trust. The view of life is satisfactory. The God view is enabling. The process is release. Willingness, the predominant emotional state is optimism. Your view of life is hopeful. Your God view is inspiring, and your process is intention. Acceptance, which is where we're pushing through to in this spread, your predominant emotional state is forgiveness. Your view of life is harmonious. Your God view is merciful, and your process is transcendence. When you break through from that, we hit the throat chakra here, and this is what's happening in this stage, where we've got reason. Reason is understanding, meaningful, wise, abstraction. Then we break a barrier and move into love, and that's when we're in the real higher chakras. love, reverence, benign, loving, revelation, and there's that revelation. So this is kind of a spread to say you can't force anything. You can't force people to see your point of view. You know, the peach tree. You can't rush a process that's not ready to be rushed. You are getting your breakthrough because the outcome is strength. Strength is Leo energy. That's where we are right now. We're in Leo season. But what's really kind of strong about the strength aspect of as your final card, it's representing again, you know, confidence isn't loud, but it's also, if we look at the stages of alchemy, lead to gold, and the heart chakra, it's all ruled by Leo. So this is your path. It's your path to a major breakthrough here. I like it. I want to see where the Three of Swords is, just to bring the 2 and the Ace together. There was something else I wanted to say as well. Nope. Okay, 1888, might be seeing a lot of. Right, Three of Swords. Three of Swords is with death and the Five of Cups. Okay, interesting. So this could be a needing to accept change, you know, the impermanence of life. Sometimes we, you know, and this could be any aspect. My heart goes to you if you're going through any sort of grief at the moment. It's a process of life, but we get to rebirth with death. So death and the Five of Cups can indicate some sort of deep sorrow. This could be actually mourning the loss of self. Because every time you jump those consciousness levels, we have to let go of the old. That's not an easy process. That's where the ego dives in, which can be Leo energy. You know, the ego just wants to... Ego's not bad, it just wants to keep you safe. And the only reason why the only way it can keep you safe is by repeating something it knows, because it doesn't have the capability to you know, all its basis is from experience. It doesn't have that ability to just trust in the unseen, which is what you're being asked of here. Your final card is the Six of Cups, which moves us into the Sun in Scorpio. Now the Six of Cups, Sun and Pluto together really highlights the shadows. Okay. There's a turning point coming. Could be Scorpio season. Doesn't have to be. But there's a major turning point. Interesting. Let's see. I brought different decks this time round. Let's get a spirit card. Wolf spirit. Okay, wildness, freedom, and belonging. Okay, and jaguar spirit at the bottom. Authority, opportunity, integrity. Okay, that's quite interesting because we've got card 18, and in the herbal astrology, lion's mane is card 18, representing the sacred masculine. So wolf spirit is an interesting medicine. Wolf medicine is it's very family oriented, but it's also you know, they another that very you know, mate for life, but there's a lot of lone wolf aspect of things, but it's only lone wolf for a period of time. Wolves go in search of medicine, you know, spiritual medicine, if you want to label it as that, learning, whatever that is, learning the medicine, and then come back to the pack and teach. And that's what's going on here. It's like purposely pulled away from something so that you can go seek knowledge or learn something or integrate something. Wildness, freedom, belonging. I belong and I'm free. My highest responsibility is to my freedom and to yours. Okay. More than any other animal, the wolf elicits strong reactions in people, both positive and negative. There's your peaches again. And wolf is historically one of the most feared but also most revered members of the animal kingdom. Though the wolf has often been vilified, these magnificent, powerful and intelligent beings have much to teach us. In order to thrive in the wilderness, wolves live in highly organised family and social structures, with each individual having an equally important role to play in the pack. Wolves show us how to live in the perfect balance of tribe and family, along with wildness and freedom, with the understanding that one is necessary for the other in order to fully thrive. This message is that your first responsibility is to your own freedom. In you is a wild and free being, free to explore, express and thrive in the world. You must and will do whatever it takes to be in alignment with these natural instincts. This may mean going it alone for a while, but by being true to yourself, you will also become recognizable to others who are in your soul clan, so they can find you. To aid in this, wolf spirit calls you to find and use your powers of expression and howl to other like-minded spirits with whom you ultimately belong. And again, it's like, how can your tribe find you if you're silent? You know, if we're staying hidden in the depths of the subconscious healing, if we're staying hidden in the 12th house, it's time to emerge. You know, Leo energy is exuberant. It rules the fame degree 5, 17, 29. So it's all about being seen as this, and there's an opportunity coming to possibly be seen or to break through some sort of dark barrier, shall we say. How fascinating, guys. So acceptance. Be where you are. Don't fight any sort of resistance here. Anything redirected is seems to be by design. And yeah, some of you need to look back on this time last year. So obviously it's the 2nd of August 2025 this year as we speak, but this is 1824, so the 1st of August 24. That's how I read the dates, which numerologically makes sense. Day is the smallest, month is the second biggest, year is the largest. So we make a triangle, sacred geometry. Okay, so yeah, last August, what was going on? Okay guys, there won't be an extended, but you need to trust you are exactly where you need to be, go with the flow, accept, and your time will come. Okay? Pisces, Cancer Pisces, Sun in Virgo, Moon in Libra, Leo, Sagittarius, Saturn in Taurus, Jupiter in Libra, Sagittarius, Aries and Scorpio, Aquarius, Taurus, Libra, Mars in Aries, Mars in Pisces. We have swords, pentacles, wands, and cups eventually. The Knight of Cups is wedged between the Page of Swords and the Ace of Wands. Expect the unexpected in terms of communication. Something's coming. Okay. See you soon.